If you're in your 20s, you want to watch this video because I'm about to share with you 10 life lessons I wish I knew earlier before stepping into my 20s or in my 20s. I'm in my 30s now, and I have the ability and the space to kind of reflect and I realize that there's so many things that I wish I knew earlier. It would have made my life easier. I would have saved a lot of energy, a lot of headaches, and be more happy. I'm gonna share these life lessons with you. Hopefully it's gonna inspire you if you're in your 20s. Even if you're in your 30s, I think it can also inspire you. Are you ready for it? Let's get into it. Number one lesson is not all your friends are going to be your friends when you step out of your 20s. Yes. One of the things I wish I knew earlier is I wish I knew friends are not forever. I wish I knew friends are just for seasons of your life. So the people that you have been meeting in your 20s might not be the people that you're going to do life with in your 30s. And knowing that and accepting that is going to prepare you to friendship breakups in a way, although we're never 100% prepared to face any friendship breakups, but just knowing that, some friends are meant to just be with you for a couple of seasons, and some are going to just fall out, and there are some friends that are not going to be able to, work with you because you're going to expand yourself, you're going to become more successful, you're going to be at the top of your game, and some are going to be behind you and they won't be able to follow your rhythm. And you have to be comfortable enough and confident enough to just let it go. Not all the friendships that you have in your 20s are going to be fruitful in your 30s. And that's okay, because again, you're evolving as a human being and you're growing and you're trying new things and you're achieving your goals and you're changing your mind. So maybe the things that you like in your 20s might not be the things that you're going to like in your 30s. So while you're in your 20s, I want you to really know that the friends that you have, cherish them, build those relationships, invest in those relationships, but just know that some of them might not follow you to your 30s. Some of them might not be there when you get married. Some of them might not be there when you have your first child. Some of them might not be there when you have your first million. You need confident friends to be able to be with you when you achieve those kind of big milestones. Be okay with that. It's all right. Go through the heartbreak, go through the breakup, go through the pain of leaving people behind, and just know that in your 30s, there's so much more out there for you. You're going to be able to make other types of friendship. It might not be the same. In your 30s, you're going to be more intentional. You'll be able to really choose the kind of people you want to surround yourself with. In my 20s, I was not necessarily looking for friends, but I was wanting that kind of sense of community. I wanted to have people around me. When you're younger, when you're in your 20s, you're still trying to figure out who you are as a person. So your identity is still forming, right? So you tend to, compromise a lot in the things that you want in friendships. You tend to put other people's needs before yours. And that's okay. We all go through that kind of journey. But when you now step into your 30s and now you're confronted to the reality of friendship, of female friendship particularly, you're just okay, this is completely different. And yeah, the people that are going to betray you, I'm sorry, I'm going to tell you, right? I'm not saying it's going to happen to you, but it's a probability. There's some people that are going to betray you. There's some people that are going to not support you, not support your dreams, and that's okay. Right? It's really okay. There's more out there for you. Number 2 life lesson that I wish I knew earlier is, even though you fail at something, that doesn't mean it's the end of the world. I used to beat myself up in my 20s. Guys, I used to be so hard on myself because I will have this mindset that no one is coming to save you. No one is coming to save you. You are by yourself. You have to figure out yourself. You have to figure out how you're going to get your job, how you're going to pay your rent, how you're going to do that, and as the eldest of my family, I don't have a big sister or big brother or someone that I could look up to. So I had to like figure out many things on my own. So I was so hard on myself in terms of like my studies. I was like the girl. I was serious in my studies. I was not the girl that will be going outside. I'll go outside, but I'll make sure that I kill it at school, right? I'll put pressure on myself. And I fail at an exam, when I fail at different things, I'll just be like, oh my God, it's the end of the world. I'm gonna, I had this kind of like pressure. Honestly, it's not the end of the world. Let me tell you, and this is like big sister energy I'm coming in on this video, is it's not the end of the world. If you fail, it's okay. Failure doesn't mean it's over. Failure just means you're learning a lesson. It's just an experience. That's it. It's an experience. So if you fail at your exams, if you fail at your master's or bachelor, and you did your best, it's okay. You just have to pivot. You have to find something else. So don't be so hard on yourself in your 20s. Your 20s has to be a little bit lighter. I feel like it's maybe in your 30s that you can be a little bit hard, because time is clocking and you have to like really be serious with your life. But in your 20s, honestly, don't be too hard on yourself. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. You have to fail a lot. Try to even fail a lot in your 20s so that you can learn so much. When you fail, you learn so much. You're learning by experience is one of the best way to really grow. So when you fail, just consider that as an experience. Number 3 life lesson that I wish I knew earlier is you don't choose the family that you're coming from, but you get to choose your friends and the people you surround yourself with. This is something I wish I knew in my 20s, because I could have been more intentional in my friendships and not just accept what was given to me. So your family, the relationship that you have with your siblings, with your family members, you didn't choose that. That is something that was just given to you, right? If you're not satisfied by those relationships, just know that you're able to choose the kind of people you want to surround yourself with. Your best friend doesn't necessarily need to be your brother or your sister or your mom or your uncle or your auntie. It doesn't necessarily have to be. If it is, amazing. And if that relationship is fruitful, is healthy, amazing. That is such a blessing. But if it's not, you can literally build your own village. You can literally craft your own people and craft your own circle. Know that. Like today, I'm so happy that the people that are around me, the people I'm surrounded with, is the people I really choose. It's not people that was just like born into my family and I don't have the choice to, kind of choose the kind of relationship I want to have with them. No, I'm able to choose like, okay, I want to be close to you. I don't want to be close to you. I want you in my circle. I don't want you in my circle. And that is amazing, because you get to choose the kind of energies that you want to surround yourself with. And remember, I always say this on my video, the kind of people you surround yourself with is the kind of people you're going to become. So if you surround yourself with a certain type of people, just know they're going to influence you, whether you like it or you don't like it. It's not coming from me, it's coming from God. It's biblical. Okay, check your Bible. You see it, okay? You can choose your circle. You don't need to just accept the default mode and what is just given to you. Number 4 lesson that I wish I knew earlier is knowing that life is so much bigger than where you were born and where you live. I wish I knew that it was so important for me to step out of the country that I'm used to and the environment that I'm used to. If you're in your 20s and you were born in the country that you're currently living in, I will 1000% encourage you to go and live in another country for a while. There's so much you can learn from yourself when you live outside of what you're used to or what you've only known. There's so much. You can learn so much about yourself, your wants, your needs, who you are. You can grow, expand, can become more flexible. You can really become like a global citizen. I've lived 21 years of my life in France, and I wish I step out and just live maybe 2-3 years in Dubai or 5 years in the United States. I wish I did that, because that would have even helped me to expand myself even more and confront some of the limitations that I have. So honestly, If you're in your 20s right now, please find ways for you to get out of where you are. Take the risk. Life is so much bigger than where you are. Life is so much bigger than where you were born and where you're living. There's so much beauty out there, and you have to take the risk and find the courage to just leave what you're used to. Maybe 1 year in Australia or 1 year in Canada. Just make a decision to step out of your zone. It's so rewarding. Number 5 lesson is you cannot pour from an empty cup. Oh baby, you can't. You cannot. That is the recipe for burnout and sadness and depression and whatever. You cannot pour out from an empty cup. What does that mean is that the more you nourish yourself, the more you're able to nourish others. The more you love yourself, the more you're able to love others. The more you take care of yourself, the more you're able to take care of others. You really need to learn that. That is something I wish I knew. Like, I was so invested in people in my 20s. You would tell me, oh, I'm having this event and it's 2 hours away from my house. I would find a way to go to that event. If I had to take the bus, the train, the metro, everything, I would do it. So invested and pouring out from my cup, not realizing that I had to pour back. It's important that my cup is full and it's only my overflow that is for people. If you're in your 20s, make sure you prioritize yourself. Make sure you're able to be an added value to people's life. And to be able to be an added value to people's life, you really have to be that value. You really need to invest in yourself. I talk about investing in yourself a lot on this channel. This is the main reason, is because if you invest in yourself, your cup is going to be full. What that means is that you're going to be so much full of yourself and you're going to have so much to give, so much love to give, so much care to give, so much kindness to give. But if you're not able to build your cup, baby, you'll be out there looking like a very toxic human being and unhealthy human being and hurting people and just like, that's not classy, that's not sweet, that's not demure. That's not sweet. Okay, so invest in yourself. Number 6 lessons that I wish I knew earlier is don't settle because you don't see what you want yet. So you want something and you know you want it, but because you don't see it yet, you settle for what is available. Ladies, come here. This is particularly for romantic relationships. Don't settle because you don't see what you want yet. What you want is valid. Your standards are valid. That doesn't mean that, oh, you're too high maintenance, you're too this, you're unrealistic, blah, 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 whatever people say. What you want is what you want, right? And you as a woman, your responsibility is to make sure that what you want is really what you want and you're realistic with your standards, right? Now, when you know your standards, don't settle. Don't settle. If you want to wait for marriage to have sex, don't settle. Make that your standard. Don't settle. If that is what you want, don't settle. If you want someone that supports your dreams, if you want to be with someone, you want to be in a relationship, a romantic relationship with someone that supports your dreams, and you're just like meeting men that don't do that, don't settle, because that is just a recipe for disaster. It's a recipe for sadness. It's a recipe for unhappiness, and we don't want to be unhappy. We don't want to be sad. We don't want to be in relationship that doesn't bring value to us. We don't want that. Fight the urge to settle just to make maybe others feel like, okay, you're in a relationship, my man, you have your man, you know what I mean? Oh, I'm getting married. Oh, I'm in this relationship. Oh, you bought me flowers. Oh, that and that. Amazing, great. But did you settle? Did you like really forget about all your standards and the things that you want and you compromise it? That is literally betraying yourself. And when you betray yourself, you're literally telling your mind, your subconscious mind, that you're not important. And that we cannot do that. We can't do that. It is difficult. I'm not saying this is easy. I'm not saying this is easy at all. It's difficult, but it's something that we really need to practice. Not only even in romantic relationships, in our careers, other types of relationship, in our personal growth, in the things that we want. We need to really fight the urge to not settle. Especially when you have that conviction and intuition that you want more and you know what you want. Don't settle, okay? The wait is always worth it. It's always worth it. Stillness is always worth it. It's better to be still than to just rush and settle for something that you actually don't want. Just saying it. I wish this is something I knew. I wish I had a big sister that told me this in my 20s, right? I wish. Maybe I would have not even listened to her. Knowing myself, maybe I would have not even listened to her. I'd be like, I know what I'm doing, right? But I'm telling you this. I hope it's inspiring you, and I hope you're taking it in and questioning some things that you have been doing that you can at least check yourself and see if you have been settling for less than what you deserve. Okay. Number 7. I love the number 7, by the way. That's the number of perfection. And this 7th lessons I wish I knew earlier and I think this is something that I feel like in each decade of your life you still have to be practicing. It's not just in your 20s. Is never make a decision when you're sad, angry, or frustrated. I'm so guilty of this. When I'm angry, when I'm sad, I'm like, we're done, right? So never make a major. I'm not talking about, you are angry and you're hesitating between pizza and salad and you take the pizza. Girl, forget about that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about major decisions. Don't make a major, massive decision. Like, for example, like quitting your job. That's a major like life decision, especially if your livelihood is attached to that. You don't have a backup plan. Again, this is just my own insight. Maybe God will tell you different things. Probably, if God is telling you like you should quit your job because he has another plan for you, the goal is for you to master your discernment to know what God is telling you to do. If God is ordaining something particular for you, you have to listen to that, right? But what I've learned and what I wish I knew earlier in my 20s is, Queen, you don't have to make a decision when you're angry. It's better to make a decision when you're in stillness. And it's something I'm still learning and practicing. It's something I still struggle with, to be honest. We're still evolving. We're still trying to become better. So I try to do a lot of deep breathing. I try to think. I try to really work on my thinking skills, on the ability to think strategically and not just like emotionally, so that I can make better decisions. But when I make the decision, I've made the decision, right? So I wish I knew this earlier. And I think the way you can learn how to do this is practicing stillness and practicing emotional regulation and nervous system regulation. This is a bit psychology, but it's so helpful. When you know how to regulate your emotions and regulate your nervous system, you're able to be in stillness and then make better decisions. I am speaking to myself, guys. So Number 8 life lesson I wish I knew in my 20s is, oh my God, your financial life, your financial health is one of the most important things that you have to focus on in your 20s. Your 20s is the decade where you set foundational principle about wealth creation. I learned this a little bit later in my 20s, I think around 26, 25, 26. That is where I started learning a lot about money, wealth creation, investing in stocks, investing in different things. I wish in my early 20s, 2021, I started really establishing foundational principle about wealth creation. That is one of the most important things, because when you're going to step in your 30s, oh my God, your 30s is amazing. You have clarity. You have a lot of things that really you're more confident. You know what you want. You don't compromise. But your money has to be up in your 30s because you know what you want. If you have expensive taste, your money has to be up. And for your money to be up, you need that foundational principle of wealth creation. You need to know how money works, economics, budgeting, like how to make money, how to multiply money, how to spread money, how to manage it. You need to know that to the T, because that is going to set the foundation for your 30s. And your 30s, girl, you want to enjoy life, right? That's where you're building a lot of stuff. You're probably building your family. You're probably traveling more. You're probably growing your career. You need to know how to manage money. If you make more money and you don't know how to manage it, that is really that's going to be very uncomfortable for you. And this is something I wish I knew earlier. So if you're in your 20s, prioritize financial literacy, prioritize financial education, read books, listen to podcasts, consume YouTube videos on how money works, how finances works. Is going to help you. I promise you, it's really going to help you when you step into your 30s. Number 9 lessons. We're almost at the end. Number 9 is change is the only thing that is constant. Change is the only thing that is real, and change is the only thing that is certain, actually. So you need to accept that. You need to accept the fact that you're going to change. People are going to change. Things are going to change. The things that you like today might not be the things that you like later on. The things that you value in your 20s might not be the things that you're going to value in your 30s. And you need to be very comfortable with the idea that change is going to happen and change is always constant, So when you're confronted by things that are changing, your environment or people are changing, just know that it's totally normal. We are meant to change. We're meant to evolve as human beings. We're not meant to be stagnant. We're meant to evolve. If we don't evolve, we're dying. If we don't progress, we're dying, right? Inside. So if people are changing around you, and if you are changing, your identity is changing. The things that you like before, you don't like it anymore. The things that were making you happy don't make you happy anymore. The things that you thought was really massively important, you don't care anymore. It's totally normal. You're meant to evolve and you're meant to change. So the earlier you accept that, the earlier you know that, the earlier you're able to just dive into your new season, dive into the new assignment that you have, dive into the things that is prepared for you for the next season of your life. The earlier, the better, honestly. So just know that, take that in, and each time you're confronted to anything changing around you, just remember that, okay, this is how life is supposed to be. And lastly, the 10th lesson that I wish I knew earlier in my 20s is, oh my God, self-love is not a nice thing to have or to do. It's essential. And the love of self is not selfish. We're not talking about being narcissistic. We're not talking about being selfish. We're not talking about being wicked and everything. No. Self-love is the ability to recognize yourself, to know yourself, and then to accept yourself. It's self-acceptance. It's knowing yourself and accepting yourself, and then nurturing that human being that you are. Knowing yourself is in the sense of identity, who you are as a person. And honestly, I will always go back to God. I know myself because I know who God created me to be. I know his intentions when he created me. He created me with purpose and intention. So I know myself because I know who God is. I know my creator. And then I'm able to accept myself based on the knowledge I know about myself. I know I'm not perfect because he didn't create me perfect, right? He created me with a lot of flaws, right? And I know that there's some things that he gifted me and some things he didn't gifted me. So I'm able to accept that. I know that there's so many things. That knowledge is you're able to now accept yourself. And when you know yourself and you accept yourself, you're able to love yourself. If you're not able to accept who you are, it's difficult. You're just like self-love. But in reality, it's not that deep. It's not a deep self-love. It's just surface level. It's like you're just loving the good side of yourself. But what about the other side that's evolving? What about the side that still needs more work? You need to love that as well, because God loves you in your entirety. He loves you as a whole human being. So you really have to love yourself as a whole human being. Self-love is not just a nice thing to have. It's essential to survival, to your survival. Okay. So that's it for me, guys. These are the 10 lessons I wish I knew earlier in my 20s. So if you're in your 20s, I hope this is an inspiration for you. I hope this is like seed into your mind where you're able to reflect on these lessons and you're able to pick the ones that are going to serve you and is going to inspire you and empower you in your journey in your 20s. And honestly, I want to reassure you in the sense of your 30s is going to be amazing. I am hoping that for you. My 30s is amazing. The clarity and the knowledge and confidence and the reward on the work that I've done in my 20s is so amazing. So I'm wishing that for you. Let me know in the comment section if there's any lessons that resonate with you and you're like, I'm really going to apply that into my life, or this is something I wish I knew earlier as well. I would love to hear from you. In the meantime, take care of yourself, drink your water, be amazing, smell good, look good, be feminine, be great, and I'll speak to you in my next video. Bisous.